Greetings, anti-slavery and Rust enthusiasts. I'm Flying Scorpion, also known as Boozbaz in EVE Online. I'm the CEO and founder of the Matari Money Makers, a corporation that's all about flying mid-Matar ships and making ISK. Welcome to our September Corp update. The doors have officially closed to newbies. We are now requiring capsuleers who wish to join us to already have mid-Matar Cruiser Level 5 trained. Exceptions might be made on a case-by-case basis. Personally, this feels like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. I've spent the better part of the past 6 months training newbies, and I'm really looking forward to transitioning away from newbie training and more towards taking on new, challenging content that is more in line with the ever-growing competency of the members of the Matari Moneymakers as a whole. So, here are the current requirements to join the Matari Moneymakers. Number 1, no Amari encapsulators may join Matari Moneymakers. Number 2, mid-Matar Cruiser Level 5 must already be trained on the main character that's joining the Corp. And number 3, a voice conversation needs to happen on Discord prior to the member joining the Corp. To stay in the Matari Moneymakers, members are asked to be active both in-game and on Discord, and to not engage in acts of piracy, unprovoked attacks, or extortion of peaceful traffic in tribal space. So that's High Matar, Metropolis, Molden Heath, and the Great Wildlands. I said a month ago that I would be spending a lot of time running Homefront ops during the month of August, and indeed I have spent countless hours running Homefront ops in the weeks and months leading up to today. We made a lot of ISK. We have had brand spanking day 1 newbies to EVE Online join Matari Moneymakers and make 100 to 200 million ISK per hour in high security space within hours of installing the game. This empowered them to purchase daily alpha injectors, to speed up the process of skilling into powerful cruisers and battle cruisers, and to purchase Plex to go Omega. With the doors closed off to newbies, and our members earning hundreds of millions, if not billions of ISK since they joined the corporation, and most of the foundational training, the necessary training, having been completed, it is time now for us to move on to something more challenging. And so the next step for us is going to be factional warfare. Starting this month, the month of September, the Matari Moneymakers will begin spending more time in factional warfare space, pushing back against the Amarian invasion into mid-Matar space, and most importantly, giving our members the opportunity to train and gain experience in player versus player combat, where capitals and marauders are not really able to dominate. Many of our members have literally no experience with PvP. And so if anybody's watching this video and engages with members of the Matari Moneymakers in player versus player combat in low security space in the coming weeks, I respectfully request to keep toxicity and insults on our competency to a palatable level, as I really hope to keep our members interested in continuing to try to push PvP, to keep doing it even after they lose their ships. One of the biggest concerns that I am hearing from our members is the costs associated with losing ships in PvP. This is going to be a baptism by fire for many of our members who have become acclimated to generating over 100 million ISK per hour in our fleets with virtually no risk of getting blown up. Indeed, we will likely lose ISK in our PvP engagements, and I ask that our members keep in mind that I told them to save up 1 billion liquid ISK leading up to this campaign. One of the things that's very common in PvP is people generally don't pick fights that they stand to lose. If somebody twice your size came up to you with the intention of picking a fight with you, I think it would be pretty rational for you to run away. Some people might consider it cowardly to run away, but it really just depends on how much you stand to lose. Running from fights sometimes causes aggravated and frustrated comments from those who are looking for fights, but this is all part of the dance of combat. If you're frustrated that people will not fight you, you might need to put yourself into their shoes and make yourself more engageable and downship into something your opponents think they can handle. The trick is to present a situation that looks winnable to your opposition. If it doesn't look winnable, then you really need to ask yourself, how can I get them to engage me when the odds are not in their favor? And keep in mind, the odds of winning combat in EVE Online have more to do than just the ships that you're flying or the number of people in your fleet. Like, for example, how much experience you and your teammates have, whether or not you're in the middle of teaching newbies, how much sleep you've had, how drunk you are, and what kind of mood that you're in. Anyway, I'll share with you what's on the horizon for Matari Moneymakers next month in October. The corporation will be turning 7 months old. When I started Matari Moneymakers, I envisioned a corporation that gave Minmatar players a home where they can focus on skilling into Minmatar ships, to live in regions of space where the resources available are particularly useful to Minmatar players, like for example the loot from Angel Cartel pirates, or the loyalty points from Minmatar factional warfare. I also envisioned the corporation to grow to the point where we could go to war with other corporations over revenue-generating assets. What I have learned over the past 6 months is that the revenue-generating assets in high security space are not worth going to war for. The ones in low security space are dominated by entities far too powerful for the Matari Moneymakers to take on, like Deepwater Hooligans or Hidden Leaf Village. Also, any region of space with NPC stations in it is difficult to have ownership of because you can't deny your enemies from using NPC stations to repair or to stage their fleets and so on. Over the past month, we have been interacting with various alliances in null security space, and I'm not yet ready to make any formal announcements, but the possibility is there that we will move to nullsec sometime soon. If you are interested in joining the Matari Moneymakers, there will be a link to our Discord down below the video. If you want to just hang out and fly with us on our public fleets, you're more than welcome to join us and hang out with us on comms. Thank you all for watching, and I look forward to sharing with you our next corporation update in November.